I have 24 hours to buy a Hyperion, the most overpowered weapon in the entire game, starting from 0 coins.
And if you can't do that, you have to give away 1 billion coins to one of your subscribers.
I'll start with incredibly easy methods and make my way to a method that can make you more than 100 million coins per hour with barely any requirements.
Your time starts now.
Okay, time has started, we need to go quick. The first method I tested was Mycelium mining. I made a lot of money thanks to the snail pet that massively increased the amount of mycelium I was getting. After an hour of mining, I made a bit over 6 million coins, but actually had an even better idea. For the next hour, I decided to mine red sand. But not only that, I changed all of my enrichments, turning points and the reforgers I was using to maximize speed so I can get even more fortune from the snail pet. And made more than 8 million coins. I then went to the end and started mining shiny blocks. They can give you anything from equipment pieces to Titanic experience block, but the main thing was mite gel. You can get it by killing ender mites that sometimes spawn out of the shiny blocks. The first hour was pretty rough and I only made 6 million coins. But for the second hour, I bought an endermite pet, which actually increases your chances to find the endermites depending on how much pet lag you have. I increased it to the maximum, but the main improvement was my speed. All of the other drops from the end nodes will go straight into your inventory, so I started simply running at full speed and killing endermites without slowing down. After selling all of the loot I got in 2 hours, I made almost 20 million coins, which is absolutely insane for how easy this method is. But after 4 hours, I only had 35 million coins, which was nowhere near enough to buy the Hyperion. But the methods in this video get better and better, so I still had a chance. I then tried killing treasure hoarders to get Starfall. There are 6 different spawn locations, but you only get a couple of seconds to kill them before they disappear. I got as much magic find as possible to increase my drops and used mage weapons to kill them as fast as possible. The first hour was pretty bad and I only made 6 million coins, but at the very start of the second hour I actually got a crazy rare RNG drop, which is today's sponsor PvP Arcade. You can hop on pvparcade.net to play an alternate version of Skyblock that still has the charm from Hypixel with things like minions, skills, or custom farming items. During the second hour of killing treasure hoarders, once I got fast enough to kill all of them before they respawned, I was able to make 12 million coins in an hour. PvP Arcade is open right now, and you can get a head start with my free kit on the server or use code Frediii in the shop for 50% off. But instead of selling all of that Starfall to the bazaar, I used it to forge power crystals for even more profit. But while that's happening, I'm going to test another method, which would be killing automatons for their parts. You can make a lot of money because you need all 6 of them to get the sapphire crystal or nearly a stack of parts to forge specific items. I got even more magic find than last time, this time using a Chimera 5 Daedalus axe and level 200 golden dragon just to maximize my magic find, and started killing the automatons in the precursor ruins. I got a lot of drops in the first hour, but I barely made any money. The majority of the parts were only worth about 30,000 coins, while the Robotron reflector, which I got the least of, can be sold for 1 million coins. During the second hour, I learned most of the spawning places of automatons, allowing me to kill way more than before, but despite that I got way fewer parts in general, but I actually got really lucky and dropped a ton of reflectors, making me 35 million coins in total. 8 hours have already passed, but I was only a 10th of my way to the Hyperion. Luckily for me, the remaining methods were absolutely insane. And then took my chance at killing ghosts. You can get a couple of drops, but by far the most expensive one is the Sorrow. Each ghost has a million health, so killing them individually isn't all that difficult, but what makes it hard is that you need to be quick. I started with a Daedalus axe to get a lot of magic find, but I was making barely any money because of how slow I was. I then tried using the giant sword, which massively lowered my magic find, but with a better sword I could kill a lot more ghosts. And by the end of the second hour I got very lucky and dropped 40 sorrows, which alongside all of the other loot made me 70 million coins in total. But before I show you the method that can make 100 million coins per hour, I wanted to try Malak with tier 5 revenants. You can get very lucky and get a drop worth over 170 million coins, which would immediately get me 50% of the way to the Hyperion. I did revenants for way longer than I want to admit, while only getting snake runes and other warframes drops. Bro, I got a scythe blade, just give me a heart, I don't want a scythe blade, please. I got a snake rune! Stop giving me shit drops, I don't want a another scythe blade, another scythe blade! Dude, stop giving me a snake runes, please just give me a warden heart. After a lot of struggle, I did finally manage to get a warden heart, which I sold for nearly 200 million coins. But it took so long and the slayers were so expensive that I barely made any money. Also finished forging all of the power crystals and sold them for 17 million coins, which is a whole 5 million coins more than selling them as raw starfall. And now for the best method in this video. Armadillo Mining can make you a lot of coins, but to do that you need to set up a route with 150 gemstone veins. But since no one likes doing that, you can sell the routes for more than 40 million coins, while all you need to do is mine some heartstone. On my first routes I was making a lot of mistakes, but once they were finished, I made a post on the Mining Cool Discord server and instantly sold the route for more than 40 million coins. In the first 2 hours, I made almost 100 million coins, and because the veins are always in the same places, you can download the call weight mod, copy the coordinates from the second link in the description, and paste them using this command to have a guide pointing towards the next gemstone vein, while your job is to make a tunnel and place cobblestone exactly on this waypoint. Using this, I was able to set up routes in less than 30 minutes, and after doing this method for another 2 hours, I was 50% of my way to the Hyperion with only 8 hours remaining. But what actually takes the majority of the time is not setting up the routes. Sometimes though, I got very unlucky and had to lose all of my progress and find a completely different lobby, since I would find structures that completely delete the gemstone veins that were supposed to be there, making it impossible to have a straight path from one gemstone to the next one. And if that happens a lot, you will have to find a different lobby. But on the flip side, you can get very lucky and find abundant routes that you can sell with 0 war, which actually happened to me 2 separate times, making me a lot of money. In the next 2 hours, I made 186 million coins. If you make really good routes, you can even ask for as much as 70 million coins, and some people will just pay that because they trust you. The original challenge was to get a Hyperion in 24 hours, but the methods were so good that I managed to buy one with 4 hours to spare. If you enjoyed this video, you should also watch this one.